What's good, YouTube? Back here with another video. Track to Alabasta Is Hilarious. Before we get into the video, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get it.
You know what's not a controversial opinion? Crocodile did everything right. Like, not morally, of course. Morally, the actions he took in Alabasta were pretty reprehensible. But I'm just saying, like, if you were going to be a villain, you would want to be Crocodile. I mean, he had backup plans. He had contingency plans for his backup plans. He really thought of everything.
And he was ruthless, too.
For a lunatic and his band of misfits going into a country that they had nothing to do with and just ruining everything. And so that's what I want to talk about today, the events of Alabasta through Crocodile's eyes. But before we get there, I think it's important to set the stage. You know, there's a lot of events that happened before Alabasta that Crocodile knew nothing about, but were pivotal to the plot. Luckily, there is a character's POV we can take that were following the Straw Hats from as early as Reverse Mountain and stayed with them up until the end of Alabasta, and that is Princess Vivi. So, follow me. You are Princess Vivi Nefertari, and you have infiltrated the criminal organization known as Baroque Works to try and get intel on the mysterious Mr. Zero. Now, you suspect Mr. Zero is the leading cause of the rebellion that's happening in your hometown. This rebellion is going to start a massive civil war, and your father, the king of Alabasta, is being framed as just being an awful king that's hoarding this thing called dance powder, which is a material they use to summon the rain. Now, in the desert, that's something that's extremely valuable, and it looks like currently the king is hoarding it all for himself.
That is a very bad look. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what you're doing. You are deep undercover and you're currently on a whaling mission. They sent you on this mission to kill this whale and bring back some meat to the village. Okay? Now, you don't really want to do it. You love animals, but you're deep undercover. Like, you gotta stick with it. But before you manage to kill the whale and take the meat, this crackhead and his band of lunatics stop you from killing the whale.
This
and you're happy about that. You didn't really want to do it anyway. So after they stop you, you meet the old man that's taking care of the whale. The old man gives you the whale's backstory. His name is Laboon, and he has just the saddest backstory that you could think of. There's tears in everybody's eyes. And you think, wow, I'm so glad these guys stopped us. Like,
the whale's backstory was just sad.
While everyone is thinking of Laboon and praying for his happiness, the crackhead stands up and punches him right in the face. Like, he just starts a fight with this whale for no reason. I mean, in just the most brazen act of animal cruelty. Like, sure, you were gonna kill.
All right, I will say this. I just started watching One Piece, like, on Netflix. And I will say this, Luffy just be beating up animals, bro. Like, where the fuck is Pete at, bro? Like, somebody needs to stop this, man.
The crackhead just started fighting him because, you know, he got tired of sitting down, I guess. You don't know what's going on. So you think, okay, no, these people are crazy. All right, and then after that, he brands the whale with the most god-awful drawing of his own pirate flag, so it reads as like this symbol of ownership. You're like, dude, let Laboon live. What are you doing? But it gets worse. You see, in the middle of all of this struggle, your ship was destroyed, so you don't have any way of getting back home. So you ask this crackhead and his band of misfits, can you guys just give us a ride back to our home in Whiskey Peak? They agree, and you start learning a little bit more about these people that you're traveling with, okay? There's a woman who is a thief, and she would literally steal from her own family members. In fact, in the arc that they just came from, she literally did that. Seriously, as they're leaving Harlem Park, Nami just runs through a crowd of people and pickpockets all of them. All of these people that were willing to die for her like 47 minutes ago, she pickpockets all of them and just frames it as a tender moment. Like,
that's
there I
so
go again.
Bad, bro.
Do you know how much of a sociopath you have to be to steal my wallet and then say, oh, there I go again. Ain't I a stinker? Like, dude, that's my wallet. Like, pictures of my newborn baby son are in there. Like, all my insurance information.
Like, relax.
What are you doing?
We were just trying to save you.
Then there's this big-nosed liar in the crew. You're trying to figure out what he does, but you, like, as this point in the story, that's it. Like, that description is pretty much all he does. I guess comic relief, maybe.
He's just a liar.
Doesn't really have a lot to do.
And
it's kind of sad and kind of funny. Then there's this pervert in a suit that keeps his hands in his pockets, almost certainly so he can play pocket pool whenever he wants.
I'm not gonna lie, Sanji's by far the coolest. I don't know, it's hard between Sanji and Zoro, but like the fact that Sanji be fighting with his hands in his pocket just it elevates him. You feel me?
There's this green-haired samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked
Zoro
off the
is
force of
tough,
police brutality. And then there's their captain.
Oh my god, yo. In the comments down below, like, is it really a running gag that Zoro just be hurting black people? And if it is, just type W's.
A crackhead who, as far as you can tell, is motivated by eating and fighting. And that's
it. Because if that's the case, Zoro gonna beat me up.
Because, you know, they're crazy and you want to feel safe. So Whiskey Peak is a bounty hunter island. So while you're trying to gather more intel and things like that, the entire island is trying to get the Straw Hats drunk so they can collect on their bounties. So they do this, and all of the Straw Hats get drunk. And so while they're about to try to either kill them or capture them, they're getting ready to do that. The samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality, he reveals that he is not drunk at all.
Yo, that name is hilarious,
he's about to start
bro.
murdering everybody. You think this is awful? You have to save your nation. You got to get away from him. He's just going on a rampage. He gets you cornered. You think, oh no, this is it. I can't beat him. What am I going to do? But to your surprise, he runs right past you and just starts cutting up every minority he can see. Like every single dark-skinned person that you see, he's just going after them.
Okay. So I'm his first target. I respected Zoro.
Got blood in his eyes. He's drooling
I would beat your ass.
It's really uncomfortable to see, but you know you feel bad, but you do have a nation to save, so you think I gotta keep going, okay? So you're just watching this guy just kill every single minority that he can find, and it is just, it's awful to look at. But then after that, the crackhead wakes up, and he starts trying to fight the samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality.
Bro,
so they start fighting. You don't really know why.
His name is hilarious.
Hopefully the Captain Crackhead is trying to address some of the racism that his teammate is displaying, but as far as you can tell, he just, again, wants to fight. There's not really a reason for it. You think, all right, it doesn't matter. I got to get out of here, whatever. But then two Baroque Works agents show up and they're like, we know you're Princess Vivi, prepare to die. And you're like, oh no. So you start running until the Baroque Works agents end up running into the crackhead and the samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality. And they just get messed up, okay? They were no match for either of them. You're Princess Vivi, so you realize now, okay, so I need to get to Alabasta. I don't have a ship. Everybody here has been murdered. Like, you guys seem like you are insane, okay?
How the hell did Zoro get kicked out the police force? For police brutality.
But I need somebody to depend on. Can you please get me to Alabasta? Like, I would be ever so grateful. So you ask them, and of course they're terrible people, so you think there's no way they're going to agree to that. And to your surprise, they're all on board. Not because they want to save Alabasta at all. No, far from it. The crackhead just wants to get into another fight. And then the green-haired samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality, he just wants to find more minorities to cut up. And then Nami, the sociopath that steals from literally everybody, wants to find her way to the palace so she can get a reward. She wants to...
Bro, to be fair, bro, like, they literally just did not care about free nothing. They just wanted to do shit.
Rob that palace blind. You can see it in her eyes. She's going to rob you. But you don't have a choice. You need to trust these people, okay? So they agree to take you to Alabasta, so you start going to the next island. You get to the next island. It's an island called Little Garden, okay? You get to Little Garden. It's an island where these two giants have been fighting for 100 years. They frame it as in like this honorable competition where no one backs down and they always fight at the exact same time every day. The crackhead likes this. The crackhead and the liar like this a whole lot. The liar likes it because it's bravery to aspire to.
Louis being a crackhead is like the perfect description.
He's truly a degenerate. But you guys are taking in the sights, you know, everything like that, until more Baroque agents show up. And this time it's somebody named Mr. 3 and the other two people that tried to assault you on the other island. So it's 3 of them there, and they work out this plan to incapacitate the giants and separate you from all the other people so that they can definitely kill you. Because again, it's very pivotal for this rebellion to happen, and they need to make sure that you end up dead, or at the very least not in Alabasta when it goes down. So Mr. 3 has wax powers, okay? He ate a wax devil fruit, so he encases you in like this wax sculpture. So you're stuck there. It's you, the samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality, and the sociopathic thief. The 3 of you are stuck in this wax sculpture, and you think, this is terrible, I need to save my country. But you know, maybe this isn't the end. Like, these guys are really strong, maybe they've got something up their sleeve. So you look towards your left at the samurai, and the samurai has begun cutting his legs off. You go, what are you doing?
Nah, that was funny.
What are you gonna do after you do that?
That was funny when he started doing that shit.
And he looks you dead in your eyes and he says, I don't know. No. And he...
Quick question while I think about it. Bro, isn't Zoro black? Like, isn't he black? So if he's a minority hunter and he's black, Isn't that like make him like the Uncle Ruckus of One Piece?
Keeps cutting his legs off. You think I'm doomed? I am certainly.
But nah, when he did that shit was funny.
Because bro,
he just like fuck it. I figured it out.
Everybody's caught here. Okay, there's still a crackhead just running through the woods somewhere. Like there's gotta be, maybe he can do this. So you start praying. You go, please, crackhead. You really need a miracle here. You cannot die here. You have to save your country. And as soon as you utter that prayer, this half-naked crackhead comes barreling through the woods and starts assaulting everyone in sight. You're so happy you start cheering him on. Get him, crackhead! Save us, Captain Crackhead! The giants see the crackhead fighting, and even though they are heavily injured from their fights and as well as the trap that Baroque Works have set, they become inspired by this crackhead. They said, I like how you fighting, crackhead. Let me get in on it. So the crackhead and these two giants beat up everybody until there's no more fighting left to be done, and everybody can leave the island safe and sound.
Even Blue just had straight crackhead energy.
Pick up this adorable reindeer that can understand animals, and then it's off to Alabasta. Now, I don't think I need to explain this, but you have wasted so much time with these crackheads. Like, every detour you could possibly make, oh, they make it, okay? They can't help themselves. It gets so bad. So you get to Alabasta and you're like, all right, guys, we've wasted a lot of time. Can we just remember the plan? Let's stay focused. As soon as you park the ship, you're intercepted by some turtle seals, okay? Now, these turtle seals know kung fu. It's really wacky, but they can fight, okay? And so they beat up Pinocchio, and they're like, if you want to park here, you're gonna have to fight us. And then you're like, before you can explain to everybody it's fine, let's just park somewhere else. This crackhead has committed another act of animal cruelty. He's beaten up all of the turtle seals, and you're like, God, I can.
So you got an animal beater, you got a minority hunter, you have a thief, and you have a liar, and then you have a simp. Oh my God, it's just crazy.
Rebellion. Can we please hurry up? So you manage to stop the crackhead from committing more acts of animal cruelty, and you guys make your way to the capital to stop the rebellion. And the crackhead just starts dragging his feet. He's apparently just tired. He says, you know what, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. You're like, you can't quit. Come on, we have to stop this from happening. This violent revolution, this rebellion that shouldn't happen. You agreed that you didn't like this. What about, come on? And he's just like, listen, I don't care. I just don't care. Like, yeah, people are gonna die. I don't care. You know what I really want to do though? Fight that crocodile guy. This crackhead has literally told you to your face, he does not care how many of your friends and family die.
Nah, that's fact.
He is fighting Crocodile.
He strictly came there just for Crocodile. Just for that
thought everybody was on the same page. You were like, I thought we all wanted to save lives. And he's like, no, I just like fighting. That's what I've been saying this whole time. And so you're mad. You punch him. You forget he's a crackhead from Florida for like 2 seconds. He punches you back immediately. He does not care if you're a woman. I mean, you've seen him assault so many animals. I don't know why you thought he wouldn't punch a woman. He hits you so hard.
Equal lesser,
you're like,
equal
all right,
rights.
whatever. You wanna fight him, fine, whatever. We can just head straight to his casino. You can fight him all you want. Just please don't hit me again. And now we can finally switch to the perspective of Crocodile. Now, Crocodile really has everything figured out. He knows the Straw Hats are here. He has no idea why they're trying to stop this rebellion, but it's not gonna matter. He has everything figured out. He now even knows that they're on their way to the casino. He sets this trap. They end up captured. Every Straw Hat that he knows about, but he doesn't know about 2 of them, which is the adorable reindeer that they picked up on the Winter Island, and also Sanji, the pervert that keeps his hands in his pants. Those 2 are still free. So while Crocodile has these people imprisoned in his casino basement while there's water slowly rising and crocodiles everywhere, like just a true James Bond.
Nah, he really did set up a great ass trap.
And then all of a sudden the phone starts ringing. And it's Sanji, and he baits him outside, and Crocodile knows that it's probably like a trap or a trick, but he's like, there's a flood that I'm causing down here. There's alligators everywhere. Like,
there's really no way for them to escape.
Like, if there's 2 Straw Hats that I missed, I should probably take care of them. So Crocodile leaves. And from here, we need to fully get into the character of Crocodile, okay? Because this is when we really need to understand exactly who he is. You are Sir Crocodile, okay? You are the baddest villain that's been introduced into the story so far. You have thought of everything. You know from your intel that the Straw Hats are coming here. You thought you knew about all the Straw Hats. That's why the bait worked, okay? You're coming outside because you were like, you're mad at yourself. You're like, how could there be 2 extra Straw Hats that I didn't know about? You're frustrated with your subordinates. You don't know who you can trust. You just know that you need to take care of this, okay? So you go outside, you take the bait. Unfortunately, their plan works. Somehow the Straw Hats escaped. You're not really tripping about it, but you know you got to take care of Vivi. Vivi could stop this war from happening, and you can't have that.
Sanji came in clutch.
And you try to kill Vivi. But when you try to kill Vivi, the crackhead jumps in and he's like, you guys go ahead. Go to the capital and try to stop the revolution from happening. I can handle this guy. And you are flabbergasted, okay? Because you are a Logia Devil Fruit user. The most powerful Devil Fruit user that we've seen to the story up until this point, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's a sand Logia Devil Fruit. So you are able to basically turn your body
and you're
into
fighting
sand.
in the middle
so
of the
no matter
sand.
how many times Luffy tries to hit you, it's not gonna work. Every time you'll just turn into sand, okay? The only weakness that you have is water. But as we've explained earlier, the dance powder that you've been stealing,
you've stolen all the water,
to
so
make it rain is no longer in this country. So there is
kind
a
of hard for you to
massive
lose
deficit of water. So like the weakness that you have pretty much non-existent in this entire nation. Like you have really propped yourself up to be that guy. So you have a badass moment, you throw an hourglass in the sand, you're like, all right, listen, I can give you 3 minutes. That's it. I don't have any more time to waste on you. So you beat him up, okay? You beat him down. He is no match for you. You impale him, and then for a brief moment, some water gets on you from the water jug that he have. You think, that's weird. How did he have water? But you don't let it get to you because you're like, you know, he could have had that.
At that point, it's over. If you stab him in the chest.
For a second, you think he kind of caught on to, like, if you get wet, you could be hit. But it doesn't matter. You beat him up, you've impaled him, and you've made a quicksand pit. So you beat him up, you impaled him, and then you throw him in the quicksand. Now we gotta pause here for a second, because think about that. You are Sir Crocodile.
That is great villain work right there, because you know most villains, like especially in like anime, they just be like, they just believe them semi-capacitated. He literally has left him for dead. There's no way he should be able to survive this.
The most intelligent, hard-working villain that has been introduced
Off
to the story
rip.
up
He
until
didn't even
this
play
point.
with
You have
him.
just
Off
beat up the
rip.
protagonist, impaled him, and thrown him into a quicksand pit in the middle of the desert. This isn't like what normally happens where people don't do the double tap or they don't wait to make sure that somebody's dead. You beat him up,
made sure he's
impaled
dead,
him, and threw him into a quicksand pit and watched him disappear. Okay? You did everything you were supposed to do. He's out of the picture. So you go to the capital, and with you going to the capital is the baddest woman in all of One Piece, Nico Robin in the cowboy hat. She is the most down girl that you have ever known in your entire life. She would do anything for you. Like, you and her are like this.
Yeah.
And she is pivotal for what you really want, which I'm about to explain. Your true goal is to find an ancient weapon, and the way that you do that is by reading an ancient stone tablet. Now, Miss Nico Robin in the cowboy hat, she is the only person that can read this stone tablet. So again, another reason for you and her to be like this, okay? You guys are never going to betray each other. You guys are like this. It's awesome. She's awesome. And just, she's so bad. She's so bad. So you and Nico Robin in the cowboy hat make your way to the palace. You beat up the king and you make them tell you where the stone tablet is. But after that, Vivi comes running up and you're like, oh, Vivi, I guess you made it. Too bad we already know what we need to know when the rebellion is literally happening as we speak and you couldn't stop anything. That's just tragic. Tell you what, Nico Robin in the cowboy hat, why don't you take King Cobra to the stone tablet and wait for me there? I got to do some villain monologuing for a second. Which, to be clear, you've earned.
Yeah,
this entire arc has
it.
gone the way that you've seen so. And not even a crackhead has stopped you, okay? So you've done better than everybody up until this point. So you laugh at Vivi's face and you think, you know, I should probably still take care of you though. So you throw her off the building, you look up at the sky to do your evil villain laugh, and while you're looking up, you see something. You go, is that a bird? And no,
the most random thing happens, bro.
Riding a bird, coming down to run the ones with you. The same crackhead that you beat up, stabbed, threw into a quicksand pit in the middle of the desert.
All right, this is one thing I will say about Luffy though. He's very much a crackhead for this. Like, bro, if he loses, bro, he do not care, bro. He just gonna keep coming after you until he finally wins. Bro, you could kill this man 40 million times. He just gonna still keep coming back. Like, real crackhead shit. Real Florida shit.
And carrying a barrel of water. You were like, I know that's not who I think it is. Really put yourself in Crocodile's shoes, okay? You beat him up, stabbed him, threw him into a quicksand pit in the middle of the desert, and now he has somehow returned with a barrel of water and fast travel.
How?
Like, how did he do that? So this time, because he has the barrel of water and he's figured out your weakness, he starts putting water on his fists to beat you up. He is kind of fighting this time. So
yeah,
this
he's
is the
fighting.
equivalent of like, you beat up a crackhead and it's easy for you. He shows up a little bit later, but he's fighting harder.
You
still beat him though, and you get rid of all that pesky water. Okay, so you're like, okay, I don't know where you found this water, but there should not be any more in this entire nation, okay? The water's gone. You beat him up, and then you grab him, you use your other devil fruit power to turn him into a mummy, okay? So now you're
literally
like, this surely
literally
is
drain all
okay?
the water out of his body.
And you throw him off the building just like you did Vivi. You look up at the sky for any other crackheads riding birds that might save him from the fall, and you do a maniacal laugh, and you make your way to Miss All Sunday in the mausoleum.
You deserved it again.
And you're a little bit tired because you were like, oh, crackhead was kind of fighting that time. Oh, baby, where Pluton at? Shit, we gotta get out of here. And she's like, actually, there's nothing on this stone tablet that says. She straight lied to you. Like, you can't believe it. You were sure that this was where Pluton was, but then something else clicks for you. When you beat up that crackhead in the middle of the desert, Nico Robin in the cowboy hat, she was with you. So that means the only way that he could have come out is if she pulled him out. And now she's not telling you where Pluton is. You're like, wow.
You are out now. What? You are out now.
So you get into an argument with your girl. Things get heated. She gets upset. You get upset. But then in the middle of that argument, you hear somebody screaming your name. You turn around, and this bloody, beaten crackhead has come back to run the ones with you in this basement of a mausoleum. You were like, what? Okay,
he does not care.
Stop. Okay, everybody pause. How are
he's killed him twice.
Here? But you see this crackhead, and you're like, all right, it does not matter how you're still here. All right, I'm tired of this. I'm ending this. You don't have any more water, so you can't. And before you can finish that sentence, he punches you right in the face and sends you flying through a wall. The rules of the world that you have been living your life by are suddenly crumbling right before you. You were like, time out. How did you do that? What's going on? There's no water around at all. And then you look at his knuckles, and you see that this crackhead has started using his own blood to beat you senseless. You were like, is this really how this day is going to end up for me?
I'd be so pissed.
This crackhead is now fighting harder than ever when he should be exhausted.
This man got a crackhead
beating
boost.
you up with his own bloody knuckles. You realize just how much of a crackhead that he is and how you were just woefully
that man got a crackhead boost.
So you think, listen, I'm tired of this, okay? I'm so tired of this, all right? So you bring out your poison dagger, and you're like, that's it. I'm going to stab you with this poison dagger. So you stab him. So now he's poisoned. So keep in mind, all of this happens within the span of the day. All of this happens
one
in the span
day.
Of the day.
He's killed him twice in one day.
Hours. You have beaten up this crackhead on 2 separate occasions. The first time you stabbed him and threw him in a quicksand pit, and the second time after you beat him up, you turned him into a mummy. Now you have poisoned him, and surely he should be done by now, right? But he shows no signs of slowing down. You are so frustrated, but you think, you know what? It's fine, okay? There's a bomb that's gonna go off in the city, and maybe that's gonna do something that's gonna turn the tides. It might even kill him. Like, I'm a Logia devil fruit user, so I'm gonna be fine. Like, it should be fine. You start praying for the bomb to go off, but it's just not coming. You're like, what is going on? And you start waiting, you keep fighting him until eventually the bomb does go off, but it goes off in the sky. You were like, what's happening out there? What's going on out there? None of this is making sick. You look right at the crackhead and you're like, what did you do? What are you doing? Who are you? Why are you doing this? Why are you here? Why don't you just go home? Why? And he looks you dead in your eyes and he goes, I just like fighting. And he starts whooping your ass again. So you are exhausted.
Bro, imagine, bro, like your whole empire, your whole plan just comes crumbling down that you prepared for years in one day. Just because a nigga is bored and wants to fight.
Okay, you don't know how you're gonna stop this crackhead, but you know you gotta keep fighting. But this crackhead is showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, for whatever reason, he's getting even stronger, more powerful now that he's using his own blood to beat you up. So he is just wrecking you until finally it's just all over. You can't keep up. He launches you out of the basement, through the ceiling, and out into the real world. You are knocked out. And on the way out, he picks up Nico Robin in the cowboy hat. So from Crocodile's perspective, this crackhead has followed him to his basement, beat him up in his own house, and then took his girl. On his way out,
me personally, I wouldn't take that.
Yeah, that guy's a criminal. So they arrest you. Not only do you get beaten up and your girl taken from you by a crackhead,
then
but
you get
are
arrested.
Going to jail. That has got to be the worst day that Crocodile has ever had, bar none, and I just feel so bad for him because he really did everything right. But that's it, guys. Alabasta from the perspective of Crocodile. I just feel so bad for him.
Man, hey, go check out this man's channel. Really he putting out some great content if you like One Piece. Check this man's channel out.
Succeeded, and it's just, you know, it just goes to show whenever you come face to face with that crackhead, just avoid him. Just don't try to fight him. It's not worth it.
feed him. No, don't even try to avoid him. Don't try to just feed him. He'll be on your side.
It truly is not worth it. That's it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I will see you next time.
To Morocco, I got pretty women showing titties like I'm Flacco. I came in a hot top, I'm still in the drop.